So you're thinking about moving to South Louisiana. Well, hold on. There are a few things that you need to know about living in South Louisiana before you make your move here. So let me tell you about those things. In this video, I'm going to give you a complete guide as to everything that you need to know before you make your move. And we're getting started right now. Hey guys, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know anything and everything about living in South Louisiana, the good and the bad, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe and tap that notification bell as well so that you can be the first to learn about the current real estate market here. And if we haven't met before, I'm Carson, and my girlfriend Natalie and I are real estate agents in Madisonville, Louisiana with Weichert Realtors List Your Properties, and we love helping people just like you with the process of buying and selling real estate. So if you're looking to make a move down here, or if you're already in South Louisiana and looking to sell a house, whatever it is, guys, whether you need our help in the next 9 days or the next 90 days, just go ahead and reach out to us. It all starts with you guys reaching out. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom call with us. All the contact info is in the description down below. Now back to the video. So like I said, we're going to be talking about the things that you need to know about moving to South Louisiana, or about the process of moving here and what you can expect once you get here. So first off, if you want to be a law-abiding citizen, if you want to follow the rules, you're going to need to switch over your driver's license, of course. So how are you going to do that? What are the steps to switching over your driver's license to a Louisiana driver's license? So first things first, you're going to need to go down to the Louisiana Office of Motor Vehicles, and what you're going to do is provide all the documents that they need, as well as a valid ID, and those documents including proof of a valid Louisiana car insurance policy, as well as one of the following documents: a birth certificate or a passport. And then if you qualify as an immigrant or non-immigrant, you will need to provide a permanent resident card and a Department of Homeland Security permit to re-enter the United States. And then you're also going to need a secondary document, which could be an official driving record from the last state of issuance, or a identification card from a college, university, etc. And then once you bring them all those papers and your last driver's license, what you're going to do is you're going to take a vision test and pay all applicable fees, and also be advised that you may be required to pass the Louisiana written exam. So that's how you're going to basically turn in your old license and transfer that license to a Louisiana driver's license so we can get you on the road. So number 9 is going to be the traffic. You do need to know that Louisiana does come with a little traffic, especially down here on the North Shore and South Shore for that matter. Pretty much in the South Louisiana area, you're going to have some traffic, but not traffic at all hours of the day, I should say. It's pretty much at like 8 a.m. And 4-5 p.m. is when you see it. Basically when people are, of course, are on the way to school or on the way to work, and when they're on the way home from school and on the way home from work, that's when it'll get really bad. I can tell you on Highway 190 and on Highway 22, it does get pretty bad at times. If you catch it, during those rush hours, you could be sitting in traffic for a little bit. Now, one thing that I will tell you about Mandeville and Madisonville is, first off, there's the Chifuncta Bridge. There's that little bridge in Madisonville that separates Madisonville from Mandeville, and that thing will close at very inconvenient times. So that's one thing to note too, and that can hold traffic up a little bit. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been on the way to a meeting, or on the way to work when I worked at the coffee shop, or on the way to the grocery store, whatever it is. And then, of course, the Madisonville Bridge closes and you've got to wait a little bit. So I'm in a weird position where I live in Madisonville, and if I'm going to Mandeville, it's shorter for me to go over that bridge, but I'll still take the long way. I'll still take the interstate, just because if that bridge does close, well, I'm actually saving time by taking the longer route. So for that, my advice would be, just if you can not be on the road during rush hour, during the times where people are going to work and school and coming home from work and school, don't be on the roads then, and you won't have to worry about the traffic. Because other than that, like I said, it's really not that bad. Now, number 8, the next thing you need to know about living in South Louisiana before you make your move is you want to know about the school systems, of course. Where are your kids going to be going to school? Are they going to be going to good schools or what? Well, I can tell you what some of the best school systems are, which are rated by niche.com. So this is unbiased. This isn't just my opinion. I did go to Mandeville High School, which I think is a great school. But niche.com says that Zachary has the highest ranked, the top ranked school systems actually in the entire state of Louisiana. So Zachary is a suburb of Baton Rouge. Now, I do mostly New Orleans and New Orleans suburbs in the North Shore, but I also do Baton Rouge too. We have a listing that we're closing next week in Baton Rouge, so we do Baton Rouge as well. But Zachary has some of the best school systems out there in Louisiana. Other than that, if you're going to be on the South Shore, St. Charles Parish and Plaquemines Parish have a really rockin' school system. All private and public schools rated A pretty much by niche.com. And then on the North Shore, Mandeville is where it's at. And then there's also another poppin' school system is Lee Road School System. And Lee Road just a part of Covington. And people fight to get into that school system. People that are in Covington, it's a trade between Lyon Elementary and Lee Road, for instance. And people literally, like, they'll lie about where they live. People want to get into that school system. So Mandeville is where it's at on the North Shore. They have some of the best school systems on the North Shore. And like I said, if you're on the South Shore, it's going to be St. Charles Parish and Plaquemines. All right, so number 7 is finding a job. Are you going to be able to find a job? Well, I have people that reach out to me from YouTube that have already found jobs that are coming here and coming here to work and live. But I'll tell you what, I checked Indeed and I checked the other job websites. Turns out that there's 6,400 jobs available in Mandeville, and there's 13,000 people that live in Mandeville. So I would say there's quite a few jobs available. And I'll tell you this too, not only is there quite a few jobs available, well, Mandeville and the North Shore in general, I mean down in New Orleans too, they're really supportive of local businesses. There's quite a few local businesses. I'm a local business, but so if you're coming down here, you're an entrepreneur, you have that mindset. I think there's two kinds of people in life. There's employees and there's employers, and it's just a mindset, you know. So if you're one of those people, just know that you're welcome down here as well. Come start your local business. Come set up shop down here. We love to see it. So number 6 is gonna be liquor. Liquor you can find pretty much anywhere, at any gas station or Walmart or Target or pretty much anywhere. And I really didn't know that this was not normal, that Louisiana was different and that we had vodka and tequila at Walmart. I thought that was normal, but it turns out whenever I go to Florida or whenever I go to Texas or some of these other states, that all they have at the stores is wine, and that's it. And they don't have any hard liquor. And I didn't really know what the laws were in other states. I didn't know that Louisiana was different in that regard, but know that there's hard liquor everywhere. And there's also the fact that in New Orleans and in a lot of places in South Louisiana, you can pretty much drink anywhere at any time, and there's close to no restrictions as far as drinking is concerned, other than age, of course. You gotta be 21 to drink, but other than that, pretty much no restrictions. So know that about South Louisiana. And number 5 is gonna be weather. You gotta know what kind of weather to expect. I'm sure you have some idea of what to expect in Louisiana. I'm sure you've heard that it's humid. That is correct. It is humid in Louisiana. What that means is when it's cold, it's really cold. It means you feel it in your bones. That means that 30 degrees here feels like negative 50 degrees. Even though we never get to that point, you just take off like 20 or 30 points, 20 or 30 degrees to whatever whatever the actual degrees is, that's what it feels like, for real. And when it's hot, it feels like it's really hot. It feels like it's a lot hotter than what it actually is. So that's the humidity that we have down here. There's also the fact that we have short winters. We've got the hot summers. We've got year-round precipitation. New Orleans is one of the rainiest cities in the entire country. It's crazy. Lots of rain. So it does rain a lot. We have periods like periods of sunshine. Like right now, it hasn't rained in weeks. And there was a period last month where it rained for weeks. Like it just doesn't stop. So we have like these showers that last for a couple weeks and then they kind of dissipates a little bit. But anyways, yeah. So just know that the short winters, long summers, hot summers, and lots of precipitation. And there is hurricanes. Yes, that we are known for hurricanes. But I'll tell you what, the hurricanes I would pick over earthquakes or fires or a lot of other natural disasters any day, because you get a warning for hurricanes. You don't really get a warning for a lot of these other things. We can predict hurricanes. They start as tropical storms in the Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico is what I'm referring to. But anyways, we kind of can tell when they're coming, and they'll give you a warning. If it's real serious, they'll tell you need to get out. You got to evacuate. And so the smart people have got you covered as far as hurricanes. So number 4 is going to be that there is a festival for everything. And what that means is, yes, down here it's tight knit. I say this in like every single one of my videos for each city, because most cities down here are small, tight-knit communities. People know each other. People love each other. There's Southern hospitality, which is another thing. If you're moving down here, know that people respect each other down here. When they say, "How you doing?" they mean, "How are you doing?" They're literally asking you, "How are you doing? Tell me, give me words. Tell me a complete sentence. Don't just say good." So that's something different. I think "how you doing" in other states means the answer is good. Down here, it means tell me how you're actually doing. So Southern hospitality. But yeah, so there's festivals for everything. There's a strawberry festival in Ponchatoula. There is, I couldn't even tell you how many. Last time I checked, there was over 400 festivals in the state of Louisiana, and there's 365 days per year. So if that gives you some kind of idea of how many festivals there are, there's literally always a festival. Every day, there's going to be some kind of festival you can go to and have really good food, listen to some good live music, and just know festivals are definitely a thing down here. So the number 3 thing you need to know about South Louisiana is that there are alligators, and I know that you know that already. That's like the Louisiana stereotype, but let me bust a myth here. Alligators are not all the time roaming the streets. You don't just happen upon alligators every day. You don't ride alligators to work. Although that may be what you're expecting, that's not true at all. See, there are alligators that sometimes can get out of the bodies of water, and you might find them here and there, but I can't remember hardly any time ever that I've just seen an alligator walking on the side of the road. That just doesn't really happen. Now, you got to be careful if you're swimming in Lake Pontchartrain, if you're swimming in the Tchefuncte River. There's alligators, and they'll warn you. There'll be signs that say, "Watch out for gators," and you got to watch out for gators, because I think that those creatures have some kind of love-hate relationship with humans. Sometimes if they're hungry, I think they'll eat you for no good reason other than you have good meat on you and they're hungry. So I think that alligators are a problem, but they're not as big as a problem as you might think. Okay, they don't come after you when you're in your house eating dinner with your family, but watch out for them if you're swimming in a body of water. Number 2 is going to be that we take sports seriously down here. People that are LSU fans are diehard LSU fans. People that are Saints fans are diehard Saints fans. I don't watch too much college football, but I watch NFL. I watch professional football. And let me tell you something about the Saints. People love the Saints down here. The Superdome is crazy, wild, one of the loudest domes, one of the loudest football fields you'll ever experience. It's incredibly loud, and people love their Saints down here. So much, in fact, that we will shut things down when the Saints are doing good. When the Saints were going to the Super Bowl 2009, okay, we shut everything down. All the businesses were closed. The schools were closed. I wasn't in school during the Super Bowl, okay? Everything shuts down. It's serious down here. It's a part of life. It's not just like recreation. It's like it's the real deal down here. So we take it seriously. We will shut schools down for the Saints. And the last thing that you need to know about living in South Louisiana is, of course, there is all kinds of outdoor activities. There's fishing, hunting, camping, and if you don't like those things, there's lake life. And what I mean by that is there's the Chafuncta River that leads out into Lake Pontchartrain. And if I didn't scare you too badly about the alligators, guys, they're not like everywhere, okay? You see them here and there, and there's a small chance that you might get eaten one day by an alligator. Very small chance. But listen, if I didn't scare you too much, there's where I live in Madisonville, there's the riverfront just minutes away from my house, and people park their boats there, and they'll take their boats and jet skis and tubes out down to Lake Pontchartrain and ride around and have a blast. I mean, there's sailboats, there's yachts, there's, like I said, jet skis and tubes, and there's wave boarding and parasailing and all kinds of stuff you can do out there. And there's also trailheads. There's the Tammany Trace, which is a long bike trail that goes, I believe it starts and ends in Slidell and Covington. I could be mistaken, but that's the St. Tammany Trace. And at each location, at each checkpoint, there's a trailhead. So there's a Mandeville trailhead, a Covington trailhead, there's a Slidell and an Abita Springs trailhead, and that's where we do a lot of our events and festivals, and we do our farmers markets and things of that nature. And yeah, pretty much anything you think of. There's a tons of parks, nature trails, swamp tours, there's gator tours. But yeah, a ton of outdoor activities in Louisiana. So for those of you who like the outdoors, or you're thinking about getting more outside and connect with your ancestral traits and your animal nature, and you want to get out there and experience more nature, we do that a lot down here. So you need to know that. But that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I hope you got some value out of the information that I shared with you today. Now you know exactly what to expect whenever you make your move down here to South Louisiana. And whether that be in the next 9 days or the next 90 days, whatever that is, guys, go ahead and give us a call, shoot us a text, us an email, or schedule a Zoom call with us. We'll be happy to help you with your smooth move to South Louisiana.